Hey there YouTube, this is Rocco the Retro Repairman coming at you with another video. These are the Game Boy Advance model AGB-001. This is the first one. What I'm doing here is I salvaged this case. This was left over from another project. I did the AGS 101 backlit mod and saved the old stock screen from perfectly working purple Game Boy Advance, and I got this pink one from some lady in a local Facebook group, and it works, but it's got some smudges and adhesion, and I could clean it up really well, but you'll still see a little bit, and and this is one of those pink Japanese ones, so someone's ought to complain about it if it's not right. So I'm gonna put this really good screen in, and then I'm going to put a aftermarket. This is not a glass one. I know how everybody's going to be like, oh, you should get the glass ones. They're so much more resilient to the scratches. Well, I do those with my Nomad, and I do those with the like very expensive backlit Game Boy Advances. But I'm just going to replace this with this stock one. But so let us begin with the things we're going to need. We're going to need a tri-wing screwdriver, a small Phillips. You should have a smudger. I don't know what the hell happened to mine. So I'm going to use these hobby tweezers very carefully to open the ribbon cable's gate to undo that. So let's begin with first removing the screws from the one we want to, because this one's already taken apart. All I got to do is pull this screen out and throw it in. So let me show you how to do all that. So you're going to need to locate your Phillips screwdriver, and the bottom first screw here is your Phillips. The rest are your tri-wings. So what I'm going to use is my door, my battery door, to hold my screws together so we don't have any issues here. Now what you should do when you go upon going in here and you take this off, so now we're going to take my tri-wing and take out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tri-wings. What you want to do is, there's these little rubber conductive pads you might have seen from some of my other videos, like the Game Gear repair. If you ever go in one of these to swatch them out, don't be a lazy fool. Take some warm soapy water and wash your conductive pads really well, because that's what makes contact with the metal contacts on the printed board that tells the game what to do in what direction. It sends the little signals there when it completes a circuit when you push down on those pads. So we want to make sure that those pads are clean, so when we do put this up, and if I wanted to use this as trade bait at an expo or at a local trade group, I don't want someone to say, oh, he sold me this dodgy Game Boy Advance, blah 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 blah. Well, I don't want to babble too much, so I'm gonna just finish what we're doing here. Alright, this is my last one. Now your trigger buttons are going to fall out, and then when you do this, so that's our last screw set it to the side. Now like I said, I missed one screw. Haha. But yeah, this is you're gonna trick your trigger buttons, and this white or light gray trim is gonna fall off, and as you see, a piece did here. So we got these right there, set them to the side. The trigger buttons, pull them out, set them to the side. Power button, pull out, set to the side. Alright, now if you got fingernails and you're not biting them, you probably open this tan tab here. Opening up both gates releases our ribbon, which we're going to need to do. Now, before I get too far ahead of myself, after I open my ribbon cables, there's some screws holding this board down, and those are Phillips as well. So I'm going to put those Phillips over here so they don't get mixed up with the other ones. It would help if I use the right screwdriver. Alright, so we're taking that off, set it aside. 2 on the corners, set it aside. Alright, so this should not be tacked down anymore. Alright, it should just lift up. in theory. Oh wait, there's one more. Ha 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 ha. Really funny. I'm trying to finish this video before my daughter wakes up from her nap screaming like a banshee. Alright, so you see that? That's loose. And because we, prior to, already opened our ribbon cable heat, just carefully slide that bugger out. Alright, so we're going to use this and then take the screen from that guy. So here's the conductive pads here. Yeah, they're pretty filthy. So definitely going to want to do a two-part video of this because I got to practice what I preach, guys. I'm going to wash all these buttons and I want to show you these are skin cells and straight up filth built up in there. And see what happens is when you push the button like so, these little rubber silicones make a contact on the pad here for your control pad like so. Push push, and then there's your B and A like so. Very common these speakers go bad, so keep some of these around that are handy. I'm going to throw one in from a DS just to spruce it up a little, a DS light one. So again, I'm gonna what I could do is, well, before I go and wash these parts and end the video, I'm going to take the trigger buttons, okay, the side pieces, and the start button and wash them. Now, there's this little plastic clear piece that goes in the corner here. That's for the standby power light for there. You want to set that to the side too. That's pretty clean. I'm actually not going to wash that because it probably fall down my drain. But what I can do is I'm going to show you how to, one, we don't need this one, so I'm not really worried about it. We're going to pitch it. But I'm going to show you how to put a new screen protector lens on. So, I guess this still does work, so I really shouldn't throw it out. I'll use it, God forbid I get another broken one. It's better than having nothing, right? So what you're going to want to do is, you see on the bezel of this here, there's going to be buildup from an adhesive. So we'll take a Q-tip and some 90% alcohol. I love how everything's in a reachable area for me. I'm going to miss this place when I move. So what we'll do is we're just going to clean this up here with some alcohol real good. Get a good scrub on that so that our new protective lens cover covers this bad boy, that it's going to do what it's supposed to do. So that's the adhesive that came off on that. So you can just imagine that not working how it should. And because, remember, we're going to have our buttons on this. Now inside the crevices of the canal where the buttons align, there's going to be some dirt buildup too, and also around the speaker. So I'm just going to hit that with alcohol rather than water because I'm trying to do this in real time. You should really try to do your best on every project and wash these things with soapy water, but some of them need them, some of them don't. The buttons I'm definitely going to do, and the pads, but the body on this one isn't too darn bad at all. But I'm liking how it's looking already. So remember, like they say, painting, the worst thing is the prep. So is this stuff. Should check out MAL Custom Consoles, ran by my friend Mark Liptick. The guy's like the Michael Jordan of painting consoles. That Platinum Fungi guy I thought was really nifty and cool. Don't got a problem with him whatsoever. Actually dig his work. But Mark's stuff blows this guy's stuff out of the water and makes it look like finger painting. So if you think that stuff looks pretty rad, wait till you see Mark's. I'm going to show you the Splatterhouse paint job he did on a Nomad for me. I still kind of don't want to sell it, but I have to. I need the money. So I'm going to clean all this crud out. That's probably barbecue sauce, barbecue chips, fried chicken, could be anything. Mostly skin, but I'm going to make sure it's nice and clean. Get some hipster or little girl's going to want this pink one. not a little girl, but maybe an adult girl. They're gonna be like, oh, it's pink, it's so pretty, I want it. Now you have to watch My Little Pony. It's pretty funny. Alright, so that's looking pretty good. Get that in there, and that in there. The button slide in on that one, that's the select and start. It's these guys here. Got that canal cleaned. Now lastly, I'm going to hit up my speaker area. I don't know if this was in a garage or dusted out or what, but also keep like a lens cleaner or a microfiber cloth, because I use this for getting any of the dust or particles out after I put the new screen in before. I don't want anything trapped in those layers, so you can avoid that by doing that. So I'm going to just clean, 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 clean. Alright, now I gotta get my A and B buttons, holes. So, I get it from both sides. Nasty. Sometimes I wonder what the hell these kids do. Like really in there, whatever that is in there. Swabbing and swabbing, and it doesn't want to come out. Alright, I get this last swab, throw that lens on, and with the magic of Hollywood, we shall see the work in progress, sirs. Alright, cool. So I'll show you how to use that microfiber brush and brush all that when we get back to putting this together. But meanwhile, as you see, should not be any fuzzies from cotton, no adhesion left, and these things are double backed. Now what does that mean? They put the band-aid on the front so you can have the pure pleasure of peeling them off. Now to get these started, I've had issues, and sometimes the stickies come with it, so just start from another corner if that happens. Alright, so I'm carefully holding this. I don't want to get my fingerprints on the sticker, because you'll see that, and I usually start corner to corner and just lay that in there like so, and voila. You can see right here a little bit of the corner of the protective plastic is peeled up. That's for someone to start, but I'm going to leave that intact. Meanwhile, stop the video. We'll have a part 2 that should continue on when I load it through the GoPro uploader deal, and then do I'm gonna splice them together and upload it to YouTube for you folks. I still haven't figured out how to work the Adobe thing I got, which is pretty cool. I paid someone to do an animation for the channel, and I haven't had a chance to upload it, so that's good things are to come. Thanks for subscribing. Look forward to seeing you on part 2. Rock and roll over at the Retro World, Oakdale Theater, Wallingford, Connecticut, 15th, 16th October 2016 this year. Come see me for high fives, pro tips, and have a crack at some of my things that I've worked on and some things from my collection. Thanks for watching and subscribing once again, and I'll see you on part 2. Hey there YouTube, this is Rocco the Retro Repairman coming at you with part 2 of the Game Boy Advance model AGB-001 body swap. Again, taking just the body swap and taking the screen from Atomic Purple GBA and putting it into the pink one. I showed you how to previously in the other video what you should do prior to doing your swaps, whether it's a backlit mod or you're going to do a just a body or a shell swap like myself, these gold terminals here, 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 and here. So start, control pad, B and A. You're going to clean these with alcohol. 91%, which I'm mentioning because you're going to have a couple say denatured alcohol is the best. You know, used in the glass cleaning process when it comes to making like pane glass for windows, not the pipes you guys smoke in your parties. But we're going to take stuff that we could find here commonly in your house, because not everyone has a lot of space and extra stuff. So took some alcohol to the gold contacts here, cleaning them up so we make sure we have a good, nice connection. So when you clean your conductive pads and your buttons, use an old toothbrush with soapy water, hot soapy water. Let it air dry, or take what I did to make your own homemade dryer using a hair dryer, a plastic tall cup, and a few pieces at a time. You just throw in there and just kind of just toss around with the heat. And instead of turning the air compressor on, like a lot of people are like, buy an air compressor, we got one downstairs. It's gonna wake the baby. So use the little hair dryer, or you got a lady around. Alright, so cool. This is the fun part. I want to take, first and foremost, using this as a smudger, I want to carefully pry this guy up without, it's going to hear a pop from the glue. That's normal. You don't want to damage your ribbon cable. So again, I wish I had my smudger. It got abducted. Someone took it. Alright. It is taking some of the seal. This one must have been in the heat at some point. So again, I'm setting this to the side because that's going to be a purple shell for whenever I need another one. That's why I tape the corners up and all that good stuff. So do not get your fingers on this screen area, because you will not get the stuff off. Now, this is rubber gasket. I was extremely lucky to get most of it in one piece. So I'm going to set that garbage or rubbish for our European friends out there. And again, we're avoiding any contact, if possible, with the screen. And alright, so cool. Take your microfiber cloth or your lens brush, and you're going to carefully brush anything away from there. I'm going to put that on my clean paper towel. Now remember, we put our new replacement plastic lens, not glass. And again, I'm going to take my microfiber brush here and really make sure there's nothing trapped in here, because this is going to permanently trap the screen, the LCD screen, between the two materials. So again, and if we orient this, I have to remember the cable was up that way, so brush away, close up my brush so it's ready for another day, handling it from the corners. Now it needs to fit in there. So, and because it's glass, you can't just force this guy. You have to really make sure it's in there right. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Alright, so that ain't going nowhere. That's going to stay in. Our next order of business is now to put our buttons in. So, we're going to take these buttons and scoot them over here. Alright, start with our, I like this button the most, our little control pad, and we're going to just fit him in like so. And while we're at it, you're going to see that there's these posts, corner to corner, holes. You need to line your conductive pad up on that. That's how it sits in there, right? Just like, there we go. Alright, cool. So that's right. Now, guess what? There's only one hole on the start and select button, so you know, that goes on that post there. Get you squared away. Alright. Now, remember I said that clear button you're going to need to set aside? That's going to go here on this corner, which would be the upper right, but from the inside view it would be the left side. Alright, now we're going to proceed with our buttons, which is, they make idiot proof. They won't fit in there the right way. If they're not the right buttons, they make it so that the assemblers that put these together can't screw it up. So I already know this one goes over here because it's not fitting. It's almost like the blocks and the shapes when you're a kid. So that was A. Now we're putting up B in. There we go. And now for the conductive pad. Has a big hole and a small hole on the post there. Obviously, big holes on top. Slide you in. Neato. Alright, so now our conductive pads are on. Our next order of business is to replace the whole board here with and then and put the screws in place. So if you didn't have what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? No, never mind. Now this is a step you want to have your freaking you want to make sure you put your power button on, because you won't be able to put it on if we screw the board down and secure it. So this appears that all our buttons are intact, and what I like to do before I screw it down is I push on the buttons, and you know what a button should feel like, so I want to make sure that that real tension is there. Here's my start button, and you got to kind of kitty that in there. There's a notch. The notch holds it in place. Beautiful, beautiful. Alright, so remember I said don't mix up your screws, and I hope y'all were paying super duper attention, because guess what? This is when we're going to put our trigger buttons in. Just like that. Wait, because this will be... Nope, the left one's going to go over here. So remember, it's all flip-flop backwards. So, that there. Most importantly, you need to secure your ribbon cable down. So we'll do that right now. Push it flush. Now, when you press these gray clips in, the tan clips are, I should say, they're gonna, one side's gonna work its way back up, so just kind of work them both down. Again, we got our trigger buttons in. Ooh, I love the clicky sound. Alright, and then these weird side panels, remember these guys? So I want to put these in too. This one goes here. The other one goes there. Alright, so 3 Phillips onto the board. You go. Two. least. And I said about like that start button. Beautiful. Tack you down. My last one. Sure remember where it was. Right here in the corner. Alright, so this is the fun part. Buttons work. Now we put our final seal to it. So, just like you're doing a tire change, I always suggest tightening down your stuff in a crisscross pattern. So I'm going to start with the center ones first. So I put that one there, that's one. I'm going to start here in the corner, making two. Three, four. And then we got the two up here. Tri-wings, and right by the battery compartment, the one single lonesome black Phillips screw. The token black screw. You just watch the South Park, you know what I'm referencing. So yeah, like what I was going to say was, if you don't have a new screen plastic protector on it, and you're working on with a stock screen, you would really behoove yourself to place it on a paper towel or a jeweler's mat or even newspaper that won't scratch the darn thing. Just a little pro tip there. Alright, I'm gonna take the mic off here, and I can go in and get some batteries in a game. Be right back, alright guys? Alright guys, I got my mic back on, got me some batteries, so I'll put these guys in, proper polarity there. Alright, and I got a crappy game, got battle bots. Hey, looks like it works to me. I mean, it ain't backlit, but clearly see we got this guy working. Man, this sucks. I'm trying to set it up. Alright. Oh, I have to build something? Are you kidding me? Anyways, I'm not going to sit here and build a BattleBot, but you can see that the thing's working, the sound works, the buttons are responsive, clicky. Thank you for subscribing. Most of all, thank you for watching. Hope to see you at Retro World, which is in Oakdale Theater in Wallingford, Connecticut, the 15th.